Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for mid-April right through to mid-May 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What do they need to know regarding their career or money situation? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Please show them the way, what is to come, the path ahead. So your first card there is the Shooting Star. I kid you not, I wrote down something for your reading and it's literally over there. Basically, I was given the Lyrid meteor shower, okay? And as we see here, I literally wrote it down, Lyrid meteor shower, and it's a great time to tap into opportunities. It coincides with the pink moon. I mean, look at that. This deck is not about the pink moon, but there is literally a pink moon there, okay? And that is your starting card. And I literally wrote it, if I can just get it there for you, Lyrid meteor shower. I hope you can read that. Sometimes when I'm channeling, you know, my writing is a little bit coarse, shall we say. It looks like a little spider has fallen in a pot of ink and kind of crawled across a page. But I can tell you now that I saw that image in the water because I do a little 10-minute kind of meditation before I tap in to all of the energy and start the reading, and that's something that I saw there for you. Also, 8 is the number of wealth, okay, and that is your card right there. So I'm just going to go get that other card because it just popped on the floor there. One moment, please. Sorry about that, my beautiful Sagittarians. Your next card that fell on the floor there is the rainbow, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow there. So things are looking up. I mean, it's in the resistance position, so it can indicate that there's something you're wishing for, but it's in the reverse, okay, which it will turn into the upright, but you know, I feel like you will get your wish. I want you to be aware of that. So thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? And we've got the dice there. Now, this is your overarching energy, which means there is an opportunity coming your way that may feel like a risk. Some of you will do your due diligence on that. I definitely recommend always, you know, doing your due diligence, but an opportunity is going to present itself to you and it's going to be a lucky break, okay? You can't see this right now. It hasn't shown up for you. I want you to be aware of that. I see a lot of you are drained, okay, both emotionally, physically, mentally. I feel there's a lot going on there, okay? So I do feel that you're working really hard. I feel like you're trying to be really diligent, disciplined, structured, productive, and serious about whatever it is that you're doing there. But there is an opportunity that presents some curiosity coming in towards you, some sort of news that requires a little bit more investigation. That's what I can see straight away. Now, we have the Hermit. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? Now, you may be working on something right now where you feel a little bit isolated or perhaps lonely in your circumstances, whether you work in an industry where there's a lot of people, or some of you may be working for yourself, you're independent. You may feel that somehow you're on the outside looking in, okay? Some of you may miss connection if you work like on your own, for example, because we do have that 5 of Cups. And as you can see, there's 2 fingers there touching. So it can indicate that you miss support. You may feel that perhaps you know, you're unappreciated, or you may feel there's no support, or you feel that, you know, it would be nice to work with like-minded people, but perhaps things have been challenging recently. Some of you, not all of you, you may have noticed your industry is changing. There may be some redundancies going on in your industry, and some of you are a little bit nervous about changes, or you may have witnessed a person leave the company that you work for, or perhaps maybe there's even a person that was very prolific in your industry that has stepped down in some way, and you may be kind of a little bit worried about the trajectory of the industry that you're in. But I actually see opportunities coming in for you, and they are going to be very positive. But if you're someone who is an independent worker, or you work for a company where you feel to some degree the industry is either not nurturing your skill set, or you feel somehow kind of like set apart, you know, you may miss connection, or you may miss kind of like integration with people, especially since we've got the Hermit there, the Five of Cups. That's something that's coming out straight away. I do see that you will find your soul tribe. A lot of you, there are some networking opportunities coming on in. Okay, so if you find yourself in that circumstance, we got the Three of Pentacles there, which basically means that if you've been experiencing no support, or, you know, office politics or sloppy kind of energy, if you feel like you've been carrying the whole kind of working environment, I do see that there is a rebalance, and people are going to feel a little bit more like together, wanting to work together. And if you do work on your own right now with that Hermit energy, with that Three of Pentacles, I do feel that you may network or find yourself in like-minded individuals' company. It can be that, you know, you're meeting new people who may discuss information for you to expand your mind. Some of you could even put yourself on a course of learning in order to gain more contacts or more knowledge in your industry. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there. A lot of you are called to be your own boss, because the Hermit energy is a card of going solo. So it could be that you're contemplating some sort of move, or contemplating some sort of idea right now in order to take a chance or a risk in some area. I mean, it could be also that some of you are setting something up that's kind of parallel to whatever it is that you do. There could be an idea here that you're really exploring at this time, and it will really kind of like complement something that you're doing. There's two pages here. So either this is new people in your industry, or perhaps this is you meeting new people, maybe even new projects coming in, new clients, but also it can be with that Three of Pentacles that someone that you used to work with that either was made redundant or left a position, they could headhunt you, or they could tell you about a new role that's available that will be very beneficial for you. So that's coming at me straight away. I want you to be aware of that. For those of you who are currently looking for a job, if you're currently out of work, because we do have the Eight of Swords there and the Page of Wands, it's in the resistance position at first. So some of you, a contract may have come to an end, or you were made redundant, or you left a very toxic environment, or perhaps you just feel that the role that you're in was not really nourishing your skill set and is not really beneficial at this time, or it's something that, you know, it's not really what you wished for, because this card is also in the resistance position at first. So if you're currently out of work and you're looking for a role, I would say that some of you, there is one coming on in, but it utilizes you migrating your skill set whilst at the same time teaching you new things. Okay, I feel it's a really exciting role, and it's more in alignment with your purpose, because we do have that Page of Wands there. So I feel this could be something that you're passionate about, something that you thought about doing for a long time. An opportunity will present itself to you. Now, you may look at that job spec and think, oh, I don't have that on my resume. Okay, if there is a certain task, responsibility, or skill set that you feel is missing from what they're looking for, still apply for the role. I feel like you're going to get that role, and I feel like they will teach you or train you in the thing that you feel like you lack on your resume. I feel actually you have all the skill sets that they're really looking for. They just want to know if they can work with you, and I feel it's yours. Okay, some of you, because that Page of Swords is there, it can be that it's like a new direction or a new start, or it just feels like a fresh new kind of like experience. So you're not starting from scratch. you're actually starting from experience. So I feel like you're migrating skills in some way. And the Three of Pentacles, it can indicate that, you know, the money is in alignment with your plans for your financial future, okay? Three of Pentacles can indicate the start kind of fee. So it can be that, you know, you will increase over time, but it's definitely in alignment with what you hope for your financial future. Okay, so that's something that's coming out. Now I'll move away from that energy. If a lot of you are kind of like interviewing at this time or having an appraisal at this time as well, I definitely see things going your way. I feel there is an energy of prosperity, opportunity, and some of you may even be asked to figurehead a department or a project, for example, because you're being set apart in some way, especially since we have the Hermit. So this can indicate that, you know, thanks so much, I'm truly grateful. I'm being given a sentence right now. I feel like I've been given this sentence before, but what I'm being given here is power doesn't shout, it moves in silence. So a lot of you, you could be like striking with precision about something, being very patient, prepared. There could be an opportunity that is told to you in secret or in confidence in some way. Or maybe you're working on something in secret, in confidence. You know, this is a card to make sure you have no distractions at this time. But I do see here that you're ready for the opportunity and a surprise will reveal itself for you and you're truly capable of it, okay? But you will need to investigate it a little bit more is what I see there. Negotiating a better deal is also important for you. I feel like speaking your truth about what you expect in the role, both financially in terms of tasks and responsibilities as well, will set you up for a win, okay? Now, of course, your first card there is the shooting star. So you're wishing for something, you're, you know, applying yourself to something. It doesn't mean you're applying like for a job. It can do, but it can be that, you know, you've made a wish, you've got a goal, you're locked onto that, and I feel you're sticking with a plan, and I feel there is an energy here of like quick action, wish granted, because it literally says there, wish granted, and you have the rainbow. I mean, there's two cards out of a deck of a considerable amount of cards. I almost want to say it's about 120 cards there, but I think it's 78. I'm not sure. But there's a lot of cards there, and you got two that connect to a wish being fulfilled, something that you've been wishing for, that you have been working hard towards, because I feel like you've been putting like everything into this, your whole heart and soul into this. And I feel this is a moment in time where there is sudden luck, and yeah, I feel like you're enterprising. So if you're an entrepreneur, because a lot of you with that Hermit energy, either you're working towards being an independent worker, or you are someone who runs your own business. You are someone who has a lot of expertise, you are very knowledgeable, you have the smarts, very intelligent there, and a deep thinker. So a lot of you could be in a plotting phase in your career right now, but I actually see here this enterprising energy where you're expanding your reach. Okay, what is that I'm being shown right now? Expanding your reach. Oh, wow. I'm seeing this image of, you know, like a shepherd, okay? They have like that stick, it's a staff, I think it's called. So either some of you literally work with livestock, okay, so it could be that, but it could be that you're taking leadership, or there's a leadership role available for you, but it feels very much like a starting thing. So it could be something that you are like having as a new idea, or you're being asked to figurehead, as I said, a department or role. I mean, I'm being given this energy of leadership with this image, or guidance, care. So it could be some training that's offered to you. No matter your circumstances, it could be that you are very careful with your next career move. You may feel it's like a risk or a gamble, because we do have the dice there. Now this also connects to like the Wheel of Fortune energy. It's like it could go either way, but because I'm seeing this staff, I'm being given this energy as well by hook or by crook. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. By hook or by crook, you're going to reel in the abundance or the prosperity or the money that you want. Okay, so that's something that's coming through in a career energy. But it says here, dazzled. Okay, so it can be that you are like in the spotlight. People really love what you do. I mean, whether you work for a company or you're an entrepreneur, or whether you are someone in a certain field. You have a lot of expertise, no matter that field, and I feel like you have a brilliant mind, lots of inspiring things coming towards you in terms of ideas for you to capitalize on there and really utilize those ideas and run with it, launch something. I mean, a lot of you, because there's 2 pages there, it could be that you're doing a lot of multitasking. These don't just have to be projects. These can be like businesses, for example, startups. I mean, given this energy of startups at this time. So some of you could feel like you are starting something and it's a gamble. It could go either way, but you're going to make it work because you're someone who is taking leadership of your life. And, you know, if you think about the shepherd guides the herd, of course. So it could be that you're guiding other people. Perhaps you're actually creating some sort of course of learning or something to do with your knowledge, because the hermit is someone who basically is incredibly enlightened, someone who has more knowledge than other people, and you could guide others. So you could be a mentor, or you could be teaching people something that you do, writing a handbook, maybe a how-to, maybe some sort of like, I'm just being given the word glossary right now, glossary. Now, of course, glossary is a term connected to words and their appearance in the book. So it could be that you're actually writing a book, perhaps. Maybe you're writing a glossary, I'm not sure. But what I'm being given is like, you have so much knowledge and skill set in your industry right now that you could actually guide others. So perhaps that's what that image is all about. I'm going to leave that image there because I'm not really sure what else to kind of like, thanks so much, I'm so grateful. My guys just said extending your reach, diversifying, reaching out in your industry. So whatever it is that you do, I feel people are reaching out to you, but also I feel like you are extending your reach and your reputation in your industry. I mean, the shooting star indicates you are appreciated for what you do. Star is always an energy of you being in the spotlight for success. I mean, some of you, this could be that you have a personal power, and connected to that pink moon energy, that your star power is rising. Doesn't mean that you have to be famous per se, but it can be that whatever it is that you do, that you outshine other people, or you're standing out in some way over the next coming weeks. I mean, the 3 of Pentacles tells me that you are in a planning phase with something. So the star can be like you're optimistic about starting something new, or you're being really far-sighted right now. You're thinking about your future. Whatever it is, it feels like a dream come true. So it could be a new job opportunity, or a new practice, or a new approach to whatever it is that you're doing. 8 is connected to wealth, of course, but I do see a sudden opportunity to increase your finances, but I'll tap into that in a moment there, because what I do see here with that hermit, you're exhausted. So a lot of you, there is this energy of feeling drained and need to regroup and kind of like take some necessary time off. So some of you, especially with that 5 of Cups there, it could indicate that you feel a challenge going on in your industry. You may feel those shortages, difficulties. You may feel low workers' morale. You may also feel in some way that you experience a setback, but I actually see the universe is setting you up with something even greater than you feel like you lost out on. Some of you may have even been promised something in your industry, or you may have felt that you thought you would accomplish something, but it didn't go the way you'd hoped for. But what I do see here is like you turning a disappointment or a challenge into something really successful. If you know the 5 of Cups, you know, on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, this is a card of looking at all the things that perhaps have not been as rewarding, or perhaps even things that you feel connected to your role, whatever it is that you do, that you feel like you've lost that loving feeling for. So, I mean, there's always things that we do in our day-to-day working environment that we love, and things that we, you know, do not look forward to, shall we say. So some of you could be thinking about outsourcing some of these tasks or responsibilities, maybe delegating if that's really hard to do. I definitely see here with that 5 of Cups, there is some sort of proposal or opportunity coming in for you that helps you move away from something that has been disappointing. Now, of course, that 5 of Cups on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there is a figure lamenting things that have been really challenging recently. So a lot of you are exhausted. There may have been some losses going on in the market that your industry is in, or it could be that you have noticed some redundancies or even closures of branches, or maybe like certain things in your industry that have been around for quite some time, and you may be feeling a bit worried or a little bit nervous. Okay, so I feel, looking at the energy here, there is this kind of like conversation where it almost feels like you benefit from something, but it's almost like you're not benefiting at someone else's expense. I don't feel that at all, but I feel there could be some restructure going on in your industry or in like the company that you work for, where opportunity favors you. However, it may also restructure and phase out certain roles that are not required anymore. And I hate to give that message, but it is something coming through, so I got to honor it, okay? But what I do see here for a lot of you with that Three of Pentacles, you're all about teamwork. So if you do work with people and there is a bit of a restructure there, I feel like you will keep in contact with someone who leaves, because I do see someone leaving your industry, or I mean, even if you run your own business and you have people working for you, you know, I can see here that someone may tend their resignation in the next coming weeks, and you may be hiring at this time, and you're going to find a person who actually really benefits your business, okay? I feel like you're sad to see that person go, but actually you're excited that they are expanding in their career opportunities, perhaps things that you could not offer them, because I feel with that Five of Cups, you may be sad to see someone go if you run your own business, for example. Now, of course, the Five of Cups can also indicate that some of you are working really hard and you're feeling a little bit either left out or you feel unappreciated, because these two cards can indicate some level of isolation. Even if you work in a group of people, you may feel that somehow you're apart. I want you to be aware it's lonely at the top. Okay, when you are making great strides in your industry, sometimes you have to disconnect, or you are set apart from other people because you're going towards successes that other people cannot reach at this time. So I feel there is some transformation going on in your industry right now, and whatever circumstance you're in, I feel like you're in a period of dynamism, and I feel like there is this energy where you shine brighter. And there are some opportunities coming up for you where you're going to connect to those opportunities, and people are going to look at you differently. So if you're going into a leadership role, for example, you know, the people who were your comrades, as it were, in the department that you worked in, I feel now you're either their boss or you're moving up the ladder in your industry, and then suddenly people respond to you differently because there is like a chain of command, and now you have new status. For some of you, it's like that. But it could also be that if you have either been made redundant or you walked away from a role that was not fulfilling, I feel some of you, there is this energy of feeling a little bit bereft. I'm actually seeing a maze right now. So some of you could be like, I'm still locked onto a goal, but it may be more challenging to get there. Well, the universe says no. The universe says, actually, this is my plan all along. There's a new role opening up for you that you are perfect for, and you will step into that role. For some of you, you may have instinctively felt the need to leave or walk away from something that you once enjoyed, but it just feels like it's not fulfilling anymore. And the universe is setting you up with two opportunities that you will choose from. And the one that really sparks your curiosity and gives you a sense of adventure where it is a challenge, that's the one that you choose. And I feel it's got a nice amount of money, something that you've been planning for, okay? Now, of course, the Five of Cups, you know, I didn't choose this card for you, my beautiful Sagittarians there. This card is a card of feeling that there's a lot of pressure. It can feel like sometimes it's like 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. And I feel actually this period where you are like setting yourself apart, there's going to be an opportunity to problem solve, get clear on what is necessary on the next steps. But I feel the universe is aligning you with something that helps you make progress and move you forward. So you may be actually taken by surprise by the opportunities, because the Five of Cups indicates that you're not aware that something's being lined up for you at this moment in time. Okay, now if you work for a company, this could be like there's some restructure going on behind the scenes. You're going to find out about a new role opening up, and you will be given the communication of that in the next coming weeks. This may be something that you are told in confidence, so you may not discuss this with other people. but I feel it's like you hitting the jackpot on this role, whatever this is. For some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, this could be that you are looking at ways to perhaps connect to people more, either your subscriber base or your client base, or even connect more in your industry, because you may be a maverick out there on a limb doing something bold and daring and shining your light, but it's hard. Especially if you feel like being an independent spirit, you want to integrate a little bit more. So I do see with that Three of Pentacles, there is an opportunity to network, but also to meet new people or meet people in your industry that really can like soundboard off each other, not in a competitive way, but in a way which supports, is what I'm seeing there. Now, the Five of Cups and the Hermit can also indicate a lot of you are feeling a drain right now. You just feel exhausted. So you could be tying up a lot of loose ends right now, very productive. As I mentioned earlier, you're like structured, disciplined, you're owning your time, but it's tiring. So I feel a lot of you could be trying to have a vacation or even like a day off so that you can just regroup your energy. But I feel a lot of you are deep in thought. And as you take a pause, there's going to be new ideas that help you connect. I mean, look at this card. It's literally like you connecting to some sort of spark. Okay, it's like the spark of creation. That's what this image is all about there. So suddenly you're inspired and it brings in the gold. This is like a major golden tablet. So it can indicate a golden opportunity sparks from an idea, and it will bring in wealth, something solid, something true. Five of Cups normally means, you know, triumph and success after challenge and adversity. So I would say that with that Hermit energy, I feel like you're in a really great position to think about your next move in your career, because you're trying to like put yourself in a position that is necessary for growth, okay? And the Hermit is all about growth, okay? So I definitely see here that moon cycles are going to be very relevant for you there as well. But we do have the Rainbow. Now the Rainbow is in the resistance position. The protagonist energy indicates you're wishing for something, something that you do not have right now. It's no accident that it's also like gold, okay, a pot of gold there. So I feel here wish will be granted. You're going to be in the right place at the right time. Now for some of you, this could be that you're applying for something, whether you are like taking stock of things and applying for a permit or a visa or a passport in order to like extend your reach. Some of you may be trying to migrate your business, because I get this energy of interconnectedness and also international energy as well. So it can be that you have like people who connect to your business from overseas, or if you work for a company, it could be there's an overseas influence going on in the next coming weeks that helps expand the reach of the company or the industry, or puts you in a really great position to connect to more kind of financial opportunities. For some of you, because of course this is good luck, it's hope, it's patience, it's promise, and it is creation. I feel like you are manifesting something, but I also feel it's like you being in the right position in order to reap the rewards. So if you feel like there's major restructure going on in your industry, and some of those things, whether these are rules, regulations, policies, or just like the industry moving the goalposts, because this is a very challenging card, okay? It can be that you're in a period now of recovering from something that was challenging, or it can be that you had to have certain things kind of like either be removed from you or kind of like restructured so that you could be open for these new opportunities come in. And these new opportunities are the ones that are going to be very prosperous indeed. I mean, a lot of you, this is all down to perfect timing. And normally when we're about to have a major glow up, especially financially, things start to fall away, or things that are not working really kind of like come to a critical point where we think, oh, I've had enough of that. And you're moving away from something, or you're removing yourself, or even tasks or responsibilities that you feel are not working at this time, in order to regroup and reassess and make some new moves in your industry, maybe even new approaches. That's what I'm seeing there. A lot of you, with that Five of Cups and the Hermit, it can indicate that something has been a long process. And to be honest, you know, you really enjoyed what you were doing. And to some degree, you're sad that it's over and you're sad to say goodbye to it, but you're on to the next. So it can be that, you know, you're ticking off a lot on your to-do list right now, and you're setting yourself up to basically tie loose ends up so that you can actually have a vacation, for example. And some of you, you know, with that Hermit energy, I feel if you're not an entrepreneur, you may be thinking about some sort of independent business, because the Hermit is to go solo. You're very creative. You're someone who is super gifted at whatever it is that you do, but also you have a lot of experience, natural experience, as well as acquired knowledge. So some of you, you know, you may also have been in training at this moment in time, learning about something that is going to help you expand your reach or embrace new opportunities. But also, for some of you, I feel there may be this energy that some of you were promised something and it hasn't shown up. So if you work for a company and your boss promised you some sort of like bonus raise or an opportunity there, or, you know, some sort of evidence that they're investing in your flourishing energy in your career, nurturing your skill set, and it hasn't shown up. I feel there's a very important meeting occurring for you in the next 6 weeks, which shows that actually you are being offered some sort of support. You are being offered what was put on the table there. It just had to go through some sort of like process. And once that process was adhered to, then it can be offered to you. So that's something that's coming through there. Now, the Eight of Swords in the resistance position is actually really, really positive. So if you've been feeling a little bit stuck in a rut, or you've been trying to expand on your prosperity, but you feel like you're in the same place, a lot of you may feel that financially, either you've been in a bind or you've been feeling the pinch. I feel something unlocks that prosperity for you, or suddenly you have access to more money is what I'm seeing there. Because of course, this is a card of wealth. Okay, and it says literally there, wealth, perfect timing, prosperity, godsend, good luck, abundance, hope, something pays off. So I feel something that was challenging and hard, and it was literally blood, sweat, and tears. With that Five of Cups, it's like, whew, it's over. It's over. I can be on to the next. But you're going to get some sort of payoff for it there. And the Eight of Swords, it's like it sets you free. So it could literally be that you are going from a challenging project and now you're on to the next. So there's freedom in that. Could also be like if you're someone who works commission based, it could be that you invested all your care into something. You're sad that you're not working with that commissioner, or you're not working on that project anymore, but you know, you're now like hunting down new work. Especially if you are a freelancer, for example, this is a period where you're investigating your next lead or your next paycheck, for example. And I do see that a lot of you, word of mouth, you know, your work speaks for itself. So I feel there may be some sort of recommendation coming in where, you know, someone reaches out and says, hey, you did this thing, or you sent this item, or my friend booked this or bought this from you, and I really would love this for myself or my family. And I feel there's just a chain of events where suddenly, you know, you're really busy because word of mouth has got your product or service out there. If you do work for a company, I do see here with this Eight of Swords, there's someone here who's leaving that kind of like frees up new opportunities or new money. Okay, so it could be someone who's been holding the purse strings. It could be someone who is like, you know, the gatekeeper, as it were. I feel like they're being removed there. This person, because we do have that Page of Wands energy in the resistance position. Now, of course, this is a Sagittarius card, so it can indicate that some of you have been dealing with a person who's very chaotic, someone who's very immature, you know, someone who just abused their power in a situation, micromanaged, and kind of kept you at an even keel. They felt threatened by you and your success and your talents, so they may have tried to keep you rooted to the spot or in a role that gave you no room for maneuver. But I feel that person or that energy is being released at this time. So now it is a forward moving energy for you. Some of you with that Page of Wands in the resistance position, it can literally mean that you're staying where you're at, but you've kind of lost your passion for something and you need to explore new ideas to keep things fresh, or you want to kind of like diversify or expand. Because a lot of you with this Five of Cups, it could be that you have something up and running already that's kind of like ticking over and there's nothing more you can do with it. You can't tweak it. It's going to be as it is, and it just feels like it's not fulfilling anymore. So it feels like you need to how do I put that? refocus somewhere else. Because, you know, if you literally have a deck at home of the Five of Cups and in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, or look it up online, it's almost like I want to take that figure and say, turn around, look at this. This is so great. There's an opportunity here, or there's something you can capitalize on here. So it could be literally that you're having a refocus in the next coming weeks. Doesn't have to be something bold and daring and like you're trying new things in a different role or a different job. You know, sometimes we have to apply it to real world situations where it can be a refocus, or something new captures your attention. Maybe new technology, maybe an app, maybe a new process, maybe a new piece of tools or kit or something like that. So I feel a lot of you could be investing in new knowledge or some sort of new technology that can help you expand your reach, okay? And with that Page of Wands energy, it will go into the upright. So I would say some news that you're going to be really excited about is coming in. I mean, it could be the news that you felt rooted to the spot waiting for. Okay, so if you applied for a permit, or you applied for a role, or if you applied for a promotion, or you were just on hold waiting for results, I feel like you get those results and you're moving fastly forward now. I feel if you're waiting for some sort of like a qualification, certification, I feel like you pass with flying colors. I'm being given the word distinction, okay? So this could indicate again that you're being set apart. So for example, even if people like pass whatever exam or test it is, you've done it with a distinction, which means you didn't just pass, you were like above the bar. You set the bar higher than everybody else. You know, you are still set apart. So again, there's this energy of being set apart in some way. With this Page of Wands energy, I feel this could be a new project or venture that you're starting up. For some of you, this is something that you felt you couldn't move forward with for some time. Maybe you needed information or some sort of certification, qualification, or the knowledge to be able to structure something. But I do feel a lot of you could be having some sort of new, fresh idea or launching something that feels like the beginning of something, okay? I mean, you're enthusiastic about it, whatever it is here. This is a very ambitious energy. It feels there's a lot of potential for change here. I'm actually seeing a magic 8-ball in the water. I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. I'm seeing a magic 8-ball, and the words are, okay, sorry, it's really cloudy right now. You can change your future. You can change your future. Now, you know, I used to have a magic 8-ball, and I don't think that's actually on a real magic 8-ball, but I'm seeing you can change your future. So there's some sort of change coming up here that is a lucky break, but you're ready for it because it's time. It feels like you've hit a plateau and this opportunity is coming in, and, you know, it proves that your ideas, like, they have merit. I feel there's an eagerness here. I feel there's a lot of potential, and I feel this is a very creatively inspiring time. So whether you are a creative working in a creative industry, whether you are someone who you know, works in an office, or you work in healthcare, construction, whether you work in any industry whatsoever, even with livestock, because I saw that you know, shepherd's staff, or yeah, it's like a shepherd's stick staff. It's got a little like hook thing on the end there. Whatever industry you work in, I feel like you're about to elevate, and it's going to really take off for you, whatever this is, okay? But I feel your passion has to be in it. So some of you, there is this kind of like reassessing something, because it's like you may have done something for a long time and you're exhausted, and it just feels like something is like the hamster wheel where you just know where you're at. It's repetitive and competitive is what I'm being given, and it could be like a cycle of repeat, but now you want something new. So it can be that you're just looking for inspiration at this time. You're going to find that inspiration and you're going to shake things up a little bit. But I feel the universe offers you an opportunity to get like a dream come true, okay? And it's like, do you step out of your comfort zone? You're known for being bold and daring and doing things differently. And I feel like a lot of you do, but you're also doing your due diligence. So you're not just taking a risk, you're taking a calculated risk to start something up. For some of you, this could be like a social media platform. You could be partnering up. Maybe there's some sort of like group kind of partnership here that's on offer for you. Or it could be some sort of like deal or proposal where you are like in front of a board of people discussing the next stages of your career or next stages of a project. And it can be that people want to collaborate with you, or they see how talented and gifted you are, that you actually shine above other people, and they want to be connected somehow to your ideas, or they want to be connected to who you are and what you can bring to their business. So I feel a lot of you, you know, you have this star power about you because that is your first card there. So it could be that you're out there shining a light, standing in the spotlight, and, you know, bringing this unique asset that is yourself, your intelligence, your talent to your industry. And I feel it's like the universe wants to sparkle a little bit of like magic dust to make something grow for you or make something happen for you. So that's something that's coming out there in industry. I would also say some of you may have second streams of income as well, something that you're creatively passionate about, but you may have to structure it in a certain way, whether it is a business structure or whether it is just being organized in order to keep things running smoothly. I feel it works really well for you. But also, you know, if you've just literally come here to like focus on your finances, I would say with the Three of Pentacles, you got plans in order to like increase your wealth. And I feel like your knowledge is the key to your success. And I do see that you will expand and build upon whatever it is that you're doing. But I also feel with that Three of Pentacles, there's some sort of formed alliance. Now, in a more kind of like grounded way, this could be that you're shopping around, looking at different financial institutions, trying to see which one gives the best yield when it comes to like interest rates and things like that. So it could be that you are shuffling your money around and moving your finances to a higher yield account, right? For some of you, because we do have a lot of like energy where you could be taking a break. Some of you may be thinking about like a sabbatical, for example, maybe going traveling for some time, maybe working as you go. Maybe some of you want to be a little bit more nomadic in your industry. So you may be having talks with your boss about the restructure of your schedule. If you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you actually want to be able to work anywhere in the world. So you're setting yourself up legally in order to be able to do that and structure things in a certain way. Maybe you're just looking for information on that right now, or you are kind of plot pointing where you feel like you need to be. And with that Page of Swords, it can indicate that you're just diving deep, investigating the way forward first before you decide on anything. You're just like investigating something connected to your plans. I feel like you're strategizing some sort of move, and you may feel that, you know, it's a chance that you got to take, or it's a risk, but I feel it's a calculated one. For some of you, because the Hermit is there, you may be thinking about your 401k, your pension pot, as it were, okay? And you may feel that there's been a bit of a risky kind of energy connected to those recently. But what I want you to be aware of, and this has come out for pretty much every sign over the last couple of days there, that yes, there's going to be some fluctuations, okay? There may be some risks taken with some of the financial decisions that are occurring, but I do see that things will level out or plateau in a certain way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know anything about the stock market. I can feel energy, I read energy, and I can have flashes of insight on certain things. And I did mention that 2025 is going to be like a roller coaster for the stock market, going up and down, and safeguarding your finances are important. Three of Pentacles literally means, you know, that you're careful with your finances. So therefore, you know, the dice can be taking a gamble or a risk with something, but not without knowledge. If you don't have knowledge or structure, you could be playing a potential kind of like risk with your finances that perhaps you don't want to take at this time. But what I do see is energy kind of fluctuating and coming to like a plateau where, you know, there's a little bit more careful understanding about 401ks and pension pots, okay? So that's something that's coming through, and that's only for the next 6 weeks, the energy that I'm picking up on, okay? After that, I'll have to tap into that energy, but it's a pretty volatile ride financially for the economy in pretty much every industry all over the world right now, and there are some changes going on there. But in terms of your industry or whatever it is that you do, I see a lot of you either like safeguarding yourself with second streams of income, or maybe trying to do something that has passive income attached to it. Could also be that you're trying to launch new ideas that basically run by themselves. Automated finances. I don't know anything about that either, but that's something that's coming up there because the Hermit is removed. Okay, that's what I'm getting in this reading. It's like to remove oneself from something. And a lot of you could be doing something that is either automated or somehow you're removed from it once you set it up. Okay, and then it just ticks over. This could be like real estate. It could be like you utilizing your knowledge to create a course online to help people learn about what you do. I mean, even if you're retired, these may be things that you're thinking of at this time. Utilizing the knowledge of like a working industry when you were in work, or it could be like you honing a skill where you could mentor people, or, you know, occasionally hold a creative class on something, for example, maybe even an online class that people just download because that's something that you create once. And of course, it's going to be challenging and hard, but, you know, you're getting everything organized and together, and then you just put it out there and it just does its thing. So some of you could be thinking about that at this time because that is coming through there, okay? Now, with the Page of Swords, I mean, the outcome energy is the dice. And this basically means you're coming out of your comfort zone. For some of you, there could also be a project that is given to you or a role given to you that you feel is out of your comfort zone. But actually with that Three of Pentacles, I feel like you take to it like a duck to water. I also feel if you're connecting to a company where you work with other people, it could be a standalone role. However, I feel like this new opportunity offers you like a family feel or more support. I just see you having more support in your industry, more tools, more resources. And, you know, in terms of like your personal finances, I feel like you're keeping things at an even keel. You're careful, you're clever about the financial moves that you're making. Some of you may be weighing up your options financially as well and shopping around for better deals when it comes to where you put your finances. Also, a lot of you, you know, you may be looking at structures to safeguard your finances at this time, like generational wealth structures. Maybe some of you may be pooling your resources into some sort of like precious metal because there's a lot of gold there, okay? Again, I don't know anything about that, but it could safeguard, I guess, against things like inflation or fluctuations in the stock market, things like that. That's something that's coming up. Maybe like hive mind energy where suddenly people are thinking about this, or there's a lot of people talking about this, and it may be something that's on your mind and you may want to investigate it further to see if it's something for you. That's the only reason it's popping up there right now, okay? But, you know, I want you to be aware that this card, of course, it is about taking a gamble, or it is, you know, destiny putting you in a position to get a wonderful opportunity that feels out of your comfort zone. And it says here, fate, what happens next, potential, you know, rolling with it, random results, win or lose. Again, that comes back to that, like by hook or by crook, you're going to make it happen. It's like win, lose, you're making this happen. You know, you're going for something, but you have the knowledge to back it up. You have the structure, you have the know-how, or you may have reached out to someone in a legal profession or, you know, in your industry to help you with the next steps on something. So, you know, I feel, of course, there is an energy, especially with your Three of Pentacles there. This can be that, you know, you are looking at all the compartments of what you do and how it's taking shape before you, and you're really proud of all that you've accomplished so far. But it can also indicate how can you expand, because when you think about numerical synchronicity, you've got a 2 there. 2s are like making a decision on something, and that's across the board in the tarot decks in general, okay? But then you get to a Three of Pentacles, which is like locking in some things that you feel you really want to run with. This can be consulting, could be collaborating, could also be like you teaching others, or you being a student, growing your wealth and knowledge in order to build your wealth pot, as it were. So I feel there's some sort of strong alliance there, but I also feel like all of your energy that you're putting into your career right now, or your financial endeavors is going to come back to you. It's going to be reflected, is what I'm being given with this particular card. Okay, so it indicates that you're dedicated, you're building on solid foundations, and I feel for some of you it could literally be that you're working with other people and things are coming together, but I just feel like your plans are starting to take shape. And you may have had to take a risk or a gamble or make a move in your industry or your career that perhaps people didn't expect. It's sudden. There's also this energy here of like opportunities suddenly coming out of the blue for you, and you're ready. You're ready to capitalize on them. So, I mean, even if you're an artist or an actor or performer, singer, it could be like a sudden gig where you are working with famous people or you have access to well-known managers or structures or like galleries, for example. If you're a writer, it could be a publisher. Suddenly the universe aligns you with a person who's going to help you expand your reach. If you work for yourself, it could be like a client or some sort of opportunity to connect in some way with people who are going to elevate you, and you are seeing your star rise, for example. So please apply it to your industry, but whatever it is that you do, I feel the opportunity is there for you to like, you know, have a long-lasting partnership or connection with more money. Okay, as you can see, your starting energy is like fingertips. So something is at your fingertips right now, but then it kind of like ends in a closer like handshake, or, you know, these figures, I mean, is identical energy, but their hands are touching. It's like maybe this knowledge is at your fingertips right now, but then you make a conscious effort to kind of like connect the dots, or like formulate a plan, strategize, and then you see it all coming together in a partnership, collaboration, or some sort of like deal being offered to you here. And, you know, that Page of Swords, it's something that piques your curiosity. It's something that you can expand on. You know, you're very quick thinking, so I feel there's a shrewd move to be done here, and I feel you're being very decisive, and you're going to negotiate a better deal. So you may be offered like a Three of Pentacles, but I feel like you get more. Okay, so I mean, it could be a small increase in your finances at this time. Don't get me wrong, I feel like you're going to be busy. I just want to pull a quick card to see beyond. Three of Pentacles, okay? So that's a starting energy. Basically, when my guides reinforce a card like that, they mean what they say. Three of Pentacles, you know, you're in a foundation right now where you're looking at your options. You're being clever with the advice you're given, and you're making some moves there. I would say you could be in the early stages of success on something, or there's a new venture that's going to be very profitable for you. And may open you up to building creative alliances. I mean, normally, if you know the Three of Pentacles, on that Three of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there is one figure who is elevated. They are set apart from the other two. Okay, so again, I'm being given this energy that, because I'm actually seeing the Three of Pentacles from the deck, the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot in the water right now, and two people are discussing the figure because they're so talented, they're so gifted, they're literally the architect of their dreams. So it can be that you're doing something maverick and bold and daring, and people are talking about you right now in a really good way, in a way where they're admiring what you do. You may feel unappreciated, but there is something coming in that highlights that you are someone that people see as being really awesome at your skills or your craft, and you're going to get some sort of acknowledgement or recognition of that. Could also be that, you know, you are kind of like building on what you've already accomplished. We got the Chariot card. So this means progress. You know, if you have been feeling stagnant or you feel a little bit lost, even though the goal is the same, I feel like you get like the thumbs up from the universe to move forward, overcome an obstacle there. Your dedication is going to bring progress. Your commitment is going to bring victory. And I definitely see here that you're boldly and bravely doing something that is challenging, but have the confidence to go with this, because I feel it leads straight into triumphant success. But also, for some of you with that Three of Pentacles, could be with the Chariot card that you're thinking about being more nomadic in your industry. You want more movement, whether this is like movement up the ladder, or whether this is like movement kind of like physically, that you want to travel, or you want to be able to go solo, do something on the go that's connected to the ether that you can check in with. remotely in some way. So there could be some sort of remote conversation going on there. But either way, whatever it is, the Chariot card is all about success. It's about progress. It's about moving forward towards your destiny, a personal win, okay? And having that passion and drive. So a lot of you, the Five of Cups, because it is an energy of feeling disappointed or let down or bored even with what you are experiencing right now, or you may feel that the industry is somehow pessimistic, or you sacrifice a lot and you may feel like you're still in the same place in some way. The Chariot card says, leave the old behind, embrace the new, be maverick, be bold, be daring, be open to new ideas. You never know where they'll take you. So I feel this is a period of curiosity for you at this time. So we've got motivator and we've got a yes. Okay, so you're getting motivated on something, but also you are someone who can motivate others. Okay, so it could be that you're trialing new things or taking on more responsibility in some way, and it's like this is going to set you up for success. It says there's a skill that you possess that needs to be shared with the world. I mean, I don't know how I missed that energy. My guides did not give that to me, but I can so see it. Okay, this means that you are someone who has establish yourself as very knowledgeable. You have a lot of experience, but you also have acquired knowledge. And the Three of Pentacles is to share your knowledge. Okay, so I would definitely say you have a skill set, or you have something that you can show the world or your industry, and it will benefit others, but also benefit you as well. It says, consider a career in coaching, speaking, lobbying, activism, mentoring. So that came out in your reading there as well. And it says, you may be in need of motivating yourself or needing inspiration. And that also came out. Of course, there's always aspects in our career or our industry that we particularly don't like, day-to-day duties that we're like, you know what, ugh, I'm so over that. But you're someone who structure can work really well in that you become a pro at what you do. So it's almost like you're learning the ropes, learning the rules, and then you're being a little bit maverick to do something bold and daring and expand on the rules of whatever it is that you do. And also, some of you may actually think about being a life coach or an industry coach, or it could be that you are coaching people, or maybe even holding a presentation and motivating people and saying, okay, perhaps the industry hasn't been doing so well right now, but this is how we can capitalize. Here's some new ideas. I've really thought about this. You could be giving a presentation over the next coming weeks regarding an industry challenge and say, you know what, I've seen a gap in the market, or I've seen a way to overcome this challenge. And, if we pull together, we can actually make it work. So it's almost like you are setting yourself apart in some way in order to help things expand. And that will work also if you work for yourself. It could be that you're giving yourself a pep talk, or, you find something that really motivates you because you can see the success. You can see the moves. You just need to set them up before you make them and make sure that they are stable before you take that first step. So it says here, yes, take action. So if you've got an idea that you've been sitting on, this is a perfect time to run with that. It says here, whatever your question is, this is telling you to go for it. Okay? Always do your due diligence. So information is the key to your success. It says, do not procrastinate or wait to take that next step to get ahead. Just do it. And it says, nothing will change if you don't take action. Don't let opportunity pass you by. So again, that's exactly what's coming in here. I said I saw the magic 8 ball, and on it, it said, you can change your future. Okay. And it says here, there's an opportunity coming on in, and you will take action, and it will literally change your future. So I've got true chills here. Okay. All these images that come up in readings, these are signs or symbols. So you may actually literally be gifted an 8 ball, or you may have one and your attention is drawn to it, or you may see one in the next coming weeks or months. Also, for some of you on a more mundane front, I feel a lot of you with that Hermit, you may withdraw in order to kind of consult documents, structures, maybe contracts and administrative tasks, for example. But I feel like you're locked onto your goals. Even if you can't see the way, It's like put one foot in front of the other. The goal is the same. The universe is sending you the opportunities to make it happen. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to see what I get now in a moment. I always close my eyes or look away, and I don't look at what I'm getting in the trinket bowl. So I'll check that out in a moment. But as I was doing it, I was actually given a song, and this song has shown up in the past. Maybe not for your sign, I'm not sure, but I'll have to check that. But it's Madonna, and it's called More, because I had to look it up last time it came up. That's how I know it, okay? But what I'll give you is, the lyrics is, one is fun, one adds two. And if you like two, you might as well have four. And if you like four, why not a few? Why not a slew? More? Okay, so it really indicates that you're capitalizing, or you're increasing, expanding. You know, it's going from 1 to 4. Okay, interesting. Thanks so much, I'm so grateful. The one number that they left out in that song is 3, and you got the 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like you're in the position right now where some of you, again, it comes down to either you feel left out, or you feel like you're overlooked in some way, or you feel like you're at a plateau in your career where it's kind of like no man's land. You know, you are in a stepping stone position. So the next one is 4. So I definitely see that you're going to increase your reach. So that's coming out there as well. Oh my gosh. Look at that. So we've got the Lion, which is all about strength, boldness, courageous heart, doing something bold and daring, releasing the passionate beast within, the passionate beast of creativity, and literally being the king of the jungle, or even the queen of the jungle there, because, you know, the lion rules. And isn't it interesting, because I got that like shepherd herding. I mean, it's unusual for a lion to take a sheep. I don't know if they actually exist in the same like vicinity. Okay, they always think the wolf and the sheep, that's something that I am privy to so far. I'm not really sure if they ever come into contact, but it can be that, you know, you are going to capitalize a corner of your industry. It's like it's competitive, but you may be someone who leads the way. And it's like you help others in some way, you guide, or you are like staving off kind of predators on your ideas, or competitors in some way that have presented a challenge. So it could be that. And we've got the compass. So this is be led by your instincts, your inner compass. This is a directional gauge. So it could be that you are like really thinking about your next moves and where you feel like you belong in your industry. So it can indicate also that some of you are in like this period where it's like you're in the holding room or the no man's land part of your period in your career, if that makes sense. So it could be that, you know, how can I put that? It's like you're doing something, but you've got so used to it, it just feels like it's like everyday stuff, right? And you want to make a leap to the next stage, but you just feel like you're in that period where you're just stuck in that one bit. So it just feels like you're not aware of how much you've been successful because you've been in this position for quite a long time. And actually you are someone who's quite accomplished. You're someone who has a lot of skill set and knowledge, but you don't see it that way because you've always been in this position for quite some time where you're about to be given an opportunity to transform not only your finances, but your career path. And I feel like instinctively, you know, it's time. Okay, so this is a compass, which means right now you may be searching for direction, but I feel that direction will appear for you. And I'm quite excited because I feel like you're locking onto a passion or something that's connected to your true north at this time. And that's actually what the pink moon is all about as well. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading. It was quite complex, so it may not resonate with everyone actually, but I have to honor the energy that comes out. Listen out for that song. Maybe just more than, you know, a song that just came out in this reading. Could be something you hear over the next coming weeks and months there. But I feel the song itself is about like, what's wrong with more? What's wrong with expansion? What's wrong with like opening yourself up to more prosperity? And I feel like you're on that trajectory right now. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Sagittarians, and love and light.